So through the last few videos, we've familiarised ourselves with the router within the ES2, begun to learn about assigning targets and source controls and also via controls, these little things kind of in the middle of controllers to make the effective source and a target dependent on a controller in the middle. And we're going to look at more of that in this particular video by using velocity more creatively than it's normally assigned within a sound. Now, velocity is obviously the touch sensitivity of a sound, but actually velocity is a control source. So rather than just being able to control volume, as it normally does in most sounds, we can use it for other things too. Now here's a little sort of plucky sound, and you can see at the moment the envelope 2 is currently affecting the brightness of the sound, and that's changing as I sort of move this green triangle up and down. So envelope 2 is currently controlling that. But in the middle, via this via control, I'm going to set up velocity as a current control source. And as before, what I'm going to do is to widen this up, which means that brighter notes now, notes that I hit harder will be brighter, and notes that I hit less hard will be duller. So now the touch sensitivity of my keyboard is controlling the brightness of my sound. What I'm then going to do is to set up a second routing option within here, and I'm going to set resonance of filter number 2 as the target. And again, this time I'm going to use velocity to control resonance. And now my sound will get fizzier as I play bright notes. So now, as well as getting brighter, the sound's getting fizzier at high velocities. Now a third control source. This time I'm going to choose detune, and again I'm going to grab velocity and set that up as the control source, and hear what that sounds like when I play loud notes. So now what I've got is a sound which is widening in pitch as I move that triangle around. So let's choose a fairly small amount of that so it doesn't go crazy. So now I've got velocity controlling 3 separate things, and I'm going to put them into practice by drawing in a sequence. So I'm just going to use the pencil tool to create a 4-bar block. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to use the MIDI in light by pressing MIDI in on, and what that allows me to do now is just to simply just draw in sounds in non-real time, so in step time, 1 note at a time, in 16th notes, and a sequence will be created. And I'm going to deliberately vary the velocities. Okay, so there's my little 4-bar sequence. So again, just press MIDI in and then just play in my notes with varying velocities. Switch off the MIDI in light, and I'm just going to then copy that sequence across to the second lot of 4 bars. Let's have a listen. Okay, and you can really hear velocity coming to life on that. You can hear the detune kicking in really nicely. You can hear the extra fizziness of the resonance, and obviously you can hear the brightness changing from one note to another. And velocity is controlling all of those things. It's not controlling volume in the traditional way. So I can either rein these settings in or make them wider. I can do anything I like, but using velocity as a control source is an absolutely great way to be able to bring sequences to life. And imagine if I took the pitch of all 3 of my oscillators and routed that to velocity too. Try that next.